Well, last time we left off, everyone has since then done their level updates for their characters. And I believe we're technically leaving off last time with putting the witch's head on a pike, and leaving it out in front of the building, and everyone's just deciding that it's time to march off and go have a thing.
Yeah.
A thing, yeah.
No, I was just walking around doing the DX crotch chop for no reason. No, not really. That wouldn't make any sense.
And immediately a rock falls on her head. Don't know where that came from.
Rocks fall, Azina dies.
Don't worry. I got this covered. Azina will be back to normal-ish.
Don't worry, hold on. She's gonna be really skinny after this.
That's one weight loss plan I think I'll skip.
I just had a really, really awful idea for something I could do with polymorph, but I'm not going to actually do it.
So is there anything else you guys want to do on your way out of the city?
So everyone's leaving the city.
We scabbed the location, right?
Since you searched out the town, no, you hadn't.
Well, that's something to do before we leave.
Does everybody want to do that?
What, search for treasure?
Root around for goodies, yes.
Yes, we forgot to do the pillage part of a raid.
That's because we were really at the end of the time we normally stop when we finished last time. What were we roll for that? Perception? Investigation?
I have a question. Is this place cursed by any chance?
Not that you're aware of. Just a lot of bad luck.
Okay, so misfortune follows people who stay here. Or just...
No, like, you were just talking about the place. There's no, like, curse attached to this place.
Okay,
it's just had a lot of bad luck. You were talking about something else
so
you specify.
when you say bad luck, you mean a lot of misfortunes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I don't see what's wrong with pillaging thus far, but keep an eye open in case something weird happens.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure that would be investigation, considering we're taking time to do this rather than just looking.
Right.
Actually, we're going to be doing the loot table again. So for everyone looting, roll me a d20 or d10. Blech.
D10.
I hate this. Not bad this time. Usually when I have to roll a random die, it never likes me.
Actually, since Valena already got a 7, give me a reroll on that.
Alright.
Ooh, interesting. Let me check the list here. Okay.
No, you were good with your 7. I was asked to do the reroll because I tapped the second 7.
Yeah. Stop it.
Either way, it's fucking creepy.
Either way, get to the chopper.
Alright. Valena, you start looking around. You're mostly looking for something weird. You find a sword at random. It's really weird. It kind of stands out, and it doesn't look like it's been that badly damaged, if at all damaged. And you just kind of... That's weird. And as you pull it out and you kind of look it over, it seems to be a long sword, but it does have runes down the center of it. You're not sure what it is offhand.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me, Matt.
Oh?
Yeah, from the last loot table, I think we had decided to we were going to propose some item swapping.
Oh, that's right. You were going to propose that, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. Because somebody got an item they can't use. And somebody got an item that I got an item I really couldn't use. Which was like... And then somebody got a spell scroll or something they couldn't use. And then the other item, a ring of talk to animals, was something I could actually use. Talk to my horse.
Yeah, I believe it was Valena got a ring of talk to animals.
Yeah, I think you gave her the spell scroll for the...
Yeah, and I think you already gave her the spell scroll. So that's all you really needed to trade, I think. So, if Valena, if you're willing to give the Ring of Emerald speech over to Valona.
Valona? Yeah, I'll give this ring of animal handling to Valona.
Thank you. That'll give me a chance to convince my horse to actually come when I whistle.
And for the longsword, does Gareth have a thing for swords, or?
He's already got to the, I believe, Atlantean longsword essentially.
Okay,
check. It was something along those lines. So.
Ask, what's her name? It's been a while. Gisele. Yeah. Does she have a? Oh wait, she can't use the longsword.
She can, but it's a strength weapon, not a dexterity weapon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Theobald uses a longsword.
Yeah, I was going to check with either Alzino or Theobald.
What kind of longsword? I wouldn't use it anyhow, but what kind of longsword is it?
You don't know.
It's not identified yet. I know what it is, but it's not been identified.
I can identify it unless I'm out of spell slots. I'm out of spell slots.
You sit on it, you wait till tomorrow when we're all probably hungover, and you identify it.
Meanwhile, as for the, I believe it was an 8 and a 10 were rolled.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, both of you get potions of healing.
Probably gonna regret this, but I'm gonna go over to Theobald, and I'm gonna look him in the eye and go, "You've been a real good through all this. Here you go," and just give him the
give him the sword and expect him to like equip or something right away.
No, but if it's cursed or anything, I'm gonna deny all knowledge. No, I'm terrible, but no, I'm just gonna hand it to Theobald as a gift because this way I can feign ignorance if it's cursed.
Okay. Okay, so you just kind of randomly hand over the sword, and he's just like, okay, and he kind of takes it. He's kind of looking it over. Looks nice. Had to find out what this actually does so later. And he kind of just puts it away for now.
Are there any differences between our potions of healing?
No, they are just both regular potions of healing. This is, by the way, it's magical, but it's not a fancy magic sword. I should say that because, yeah, the potions of healing are on the same list as that sword.
Okay. I was just making sure.
No, yeah, it's just a regular potion of healing.
Okay.
Found in the Dungeon Master Guide, page number 187. Apparently, according to my list, it's right there on the same page as the potion of climbing.
Yeah, the only reason I was asking is because that particular page mentions the fact that there are different types of potions of healing. Greater, superior, etc.
I'm aware those exist, but yeah, I was only told it's just a basic potion of healing, so...
Okay.
Essentially a free cure wounds.
If we're done here, I guess we can go to make our trip to the thing.
Oh, right. I was also going to throw this your guys' way. Let's see here. Just roll me one. Boom. You find like additional 70 gold as well with everything else.
Yeah,
for us to split up, or we each find 70 gold.
I'd say that's like altogether you find roughly another 70 gold. If there was a lot of gold still in the village, it got probably pretty well trampled to the ground. You're lucky you found what you did.
So that's like 10 gold each, and then 10 for the ship when we get back.
Yeah, it'll work.
Gold. Oh, there's gold. There.
Oh, so everyone's adding the 10 gold right away? Okay.
Yeah. Why not? Because it's easy to do. Like I said, that one's easy to break up. So if it was one of those like 68, 5 silver and 18 copper kind of thing, that might have had to wait until one of us could, get back to a location, sit down, put on a little pince nez.
All right. Update that. Oh.
Now, the mental image of Thelona doing that is going to amuse me all night.
We looted the village, killed the light witch, put her head on a pike. We're ready to go to the thing, or we just gotta wait the whole trip there.
Well, it took you like about half a day or less to get out here, so it's going to take you roughly the same amount of time to march back, but you also have to worry less about undead, you have to worry less about ambushes, and you're still a pretty sizable crowd because as far as you're aware, only very minor injuries were suffered by the group of humans that joined you.
Yeah, mostly by us. Because the freaking undead took the brunt of the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what they get paid for.
I mean, on the bright side, though, they got to come here and witness the end of the White Witch, regardless of whether they actually did much of the fighting or not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of the undead are just like, our job is done. Yeah. They don't need to come to the after party. No offense.
Well, as you're marching out, you don't see them anywhere.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I thought you actually said they started to fade away last time, but I could be remembering wrong.
Dark Shadow did essentially make a great gust of wind, and as debris went down the hallway, they just vanished.
Though I would think it'd be pretty funny if they had no other job as military, they just went back as servants and served all the wine and so forth, and everyone's just trying to keep.
I don't know. Some of those were pretty far gone. It might put people off their meals. Oh, I'm sorry. I got my hand in your soup.
All these got these skeletons just sitting down at the party table drinking booze with everybody else.
He's just going through their bones.
Sorry. And you just finished the soup and you just see it all pile up on top of the seat.
There's a finger in my soup. Oh, so sorry. That happens.
Exactly. Exactly my point.
There's a finger in my soup. There's a soup in my finger.
This is why undead do not make the best servants. Especially not zombies or skeletons for that exact reason. What do you mean the chef is missing an arm? Oh. Don't eat the sausages, everybody.
Immediate spit takes around the room. But yes, so I take it you just start marching back to home then.
Yeah, if there's nothing else, we'll just march back.
All right. Music randomly hung up on me for some reason. I'm gonna stop that and start another song anyways. So as you're heading back, the people that went out with you towards that area do stop at their homes quickly. You hear people quickly mentioning that there is going to be a thing back at the castle. You also do hear periodically every time you stop for a little while that apparently the audio completely stopped for me. Just a moment.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have to refresh because apparently for a reason the music just literally is not playing whatsoever, no matter what I do here.
It's playing for us, but sometimes
for me.
things
Oh,
do
matter
hang
of
up,
fact,
yeah.
I'm hit refresh and it is taking forever to reload the page.
Maybe you're having a connection issue with Roll20.
Come on. Sorry, folks. This just has to happen right now, apparently. I have one minor hiccup. All of a sudden, the music stops and the game won't even reload. Okay, I'm just going to close you down completely if you're going to be like this. And restart Firefox, apparently. Close Firefox. I closed the window. It should be closed, dang it. Yes, relaunch it. Loading.
I see your name in the window again.
And the music just died for me.
Yeah, because he probably hit stop on it.
There we go.
Because if he refreshes, it won't be playing for him if it was already playing. Anyone that's not in the game when the music starts won't hear it.
There. I'm got audio again. So alright, so yeah, as I was saying, you hear people mentioning the thing. You also hear as you periodically do like quick breaks at each area where you picked up people that the places where you had raised dead, apparently the grave markers and everything are back to normal, like the dead had never been risen in the first place. So the dead are presumably laid back to rest where they belong, and there's no harm done for it.
When they look at Valena, she's just gonna look at her back of her hand and the back of the nails, blow on her fingers, go, "Yeah, I did that."
Actually, I'm gonna have Geralt decide whether he believes you. He's gonna do oh gosh, what is it?
Simple answer for Azina.
He's
Azina
gonna do
never
a
believes
perception check.
Valena. Azina never believes Valena.
Perception check. He totally believes her. Whoa.
My girlfriend is so wondrous.
Meanwhile, Thelonia's completely uncaring and is basically leading the people there in a majority of northern folk songs.
I will try to play music to accompany the folk songs.
Yay.
And Blaine's gonna try to tune it out. What would be a check for that?
And for the first time ever, you might notice Thelona actually has a very decent singing voice.
Still gonna try to tune it out. What kind of
The two blondes are performing music for everyone.
what would be a resistance? Medicine or
I don't know if there's anything to roll against. They're just playing music.
oh, I'm
Sure.
just trying to tune it out, so
That would be
survival.
Probably either a base int or a base wisdom.
Base wisdom. Here we go.
I was gonna say that would be it. I think that would be discipline, but there's no discipline skill.
You're right.
Yeah, I guess wisdom would be as good of a check. You're trying not to fall for this, and at first you seem to be fine, but about halfway home you do realize your boot heels are kind of kicking up as you're riding on the horse, halfway tapping to the tunes that are being played around you, and you once in a while catch yourself and go, nope. But you keep gradually failing now and again. Geralt doesn't care. Geralt is just following the crowd as usual right now. Theobald seems pretty relaxed at the moment. As far as he's concerned, everything went pretty well today. Yeah, Gisele is probably still checking out a few things that you guys got and just like occasionally poking around in like a little sack of where she put some loot really quickly and just kind of counting a few things and going, okay, and then tucking it away again.
Oh no, Thelona's not going to let Theobald just ride along and not participate.
Oh.
At some point, she's going to break into a Nordheimer call and response song, and then glare at him if he doesn't respond.
Okay, I'm gonna double check and see if he should get this, but I'm gonna double check to make sure he gets this. Why am I? Oh wait, he's in edit mode. That's why. It's like, why is it not clickable right now? He barely just perceives just in time what you're singing and does call back.
Good, I've got to make sure he's involved in the party. That's the thing. I'm basically maintaining the party atmosphere on the way there. I'm taking it upon myself to make sure everybody's ready to party.
So yeah, simply nothing else really eventful happens on your way back. You're a big enough group that even if there were people of interest that would try to cause trouble on the road, they're a big enough group that no one wants to fuck with y'all. If it isn't for the big scary group of a handful in the front, it's the fact that there's such massive numbers in the crowd itself that no one's gonna want to try and mess with that many villagers at once.
There's no muggers as stupid as the ones from my campaign.
Smug 'em.
I'm pretty sure even the muggers are just like, they're hearing this. There's party in the capital. Party!
So
Let's smug their chicken, but we don't have to mug them.
Yeah.
Let's smug it anyway.
In my campaign the other day, a group that was smaller than the party tried to mug the party.
That's really dumb.
And Aaron,
unless you're much better armed than the party.
And I wanted her to succeed on this, but Aaron rolled to say, "You give us all your money."
Yeah, Aaron tried to reverse mug them.
I wanted that to work so bad.
But she rolled a natural 1, so it failed.
That's not how that works. Nah, you give us the money, yeah. Anyway, you do eventually get back. You do eventually get back to the city and eventually into the castle proper.
I just realized we had an opportunity to reverse mug all these bandits and stuff next time.
Yeah, by the way, you're just kind of coming up a big jamboree of happy people kind of just marching up through the town, up to the castle. Elena, your brother meets you at the front gate and just like, what's all going on? I assume it went well?
I'm pretty sure we still have the witch's head on a pike, don't we?
Did you leave it in front of the building, or did you actually drag it along with?
I figured we would have dragged it along with. Just to let the people of the town know the witch is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Okay, which one of you was carrying it?
Probably
if no one else would, I would. Yeah.
So Thelona's the one carrying the head. So all right. So he no sooner than asks, and you just see Thelona just pop out the pike. Yes, I guess that is her.
Elena goes, "Now is not a time for sadness, brother. Now is the time for celebration. I sort of promised a thing. Thanks for agreeing. Okay, let's go."
Thing? Oh, I guess we go. shoot. He starts quickly running inside as you're starting to just march in. He races ahead and starts shouting for servants to follow as he makes his way very quickly into the kitchens. Basically, an impromptu thing has been officially announced to all the serving staff in this as they quickly start going about collecting things that they can.
Thelona is proceeding right into the center of town.
You're already past center of town.
I would have stopped there because that would have been the point that I would have basically gone back on that little ledge that, I originally made the speech to recruit people on, slammed the head on a stick down so that, the entire population can see it, and basically gone, the White Witch is dead. The people that lost their lives in this town have been avenged. Any response from the remaining populace?
Yeah, I guess we're going to technically rewind to that point, and as you're doing this, you do get quite a few more people suddenly poking their heads out of homes and stuff, and a few of them that were already out there looking at the head on the pike and just going, ugh. A few others that were that probably saw you earlier this morning are clapping, and a few shots congratulating the group as you're kind of still piling in through the front gate.
So some may still be in mourning, but tonight we celebrate. Oh yeah, I am totally hamming this up epically.
I think you're making the thing bigger than it was originally intended on purpose, but
Actually, I'm trying to get as many people to the party as possible.
Should we still be on the screen with the castle and stuff?
Actually, I should probably move it, but although there's not really anything to move it to, I can just move it here for now.
Don't you have the generic? Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems more fitting than staring at a place we're not at anymore.
Yeah.
The place that was ransacked.
Yeah, all I'm trying to do is get as many people to this party as possible.
So basically, you start hyping it up people a little bit, and then you just go, and we're having a thing tonight, and then more people cheering. And by the way, as you even as you're doing this, you still see scragglers from the previous villages still coming down the road. And when you invite people to the thing, you invite everybody to the thing.
Yeah, that's kind of my mentality. You have a party like this, everybody's invited.
Thanks for John Belushing us. Anyways.
Okay.
No, Thelona just wants a huge ass party.
Yeah, and I picture you like John Belushi in Animal House going, Toga, Toga, Toga.
Maybe not quite that level, but okay.
But anyways.
But yeah, it deserves announcing, and it's been announced, and people are already piling out homes. You even see a few families are already like a few mothers getting the kids ready to head out towards the thing, and just like look at you all, and gets a hand cloth and starts wiping faces as they start struggling.
Yeah, and Lena tries to help her brother get everything ready. Look at the servants and so forth, and just go, brother, this is more people than I thought. How did this happen?
Well, you start to think, sister. That's what we expect of a thing. How is the chicken going back there? We're going okay. All right. And where's the beef roast? It's still in the oven. Okay.
Okay, brother, breathe. Don't freak out. Why are you freaking out?
Because there's gonna be a lot of people, sister, because you invited every village between here and there.
I didn't invite everyone to the village. It was well,
Actually,
you start saying you start trying to say you didn't, but he's just like and starts running to get more things and make sure that there's some guards posted. He's making sure a few of the extra guards are posted because just make sure the nice things in the castle aren't attacked.
Hide the good silverware. The villagers are coming.
Don't use the gold silverware. Use the silverware.
Azina just kind of goes, man, if only we had Trent here.
Oh, yeah, they cook.
There'd be an explosion in the kitchen.
I'm all right.
It's
The
all right.
food is well done.
It's very well done. I don't see a pink in the middle anymore. No way. Just a little bit. But yeah, basically he's rushing around. Servants are rushing around. They're gathering as much food as possible. They're also he's aware of your friends at this point after a few food run-ins in the last 24 hours, and immediately he also sets up. Okay, you, and you, down in the basement, into the cellar. I want all the best wine up here. I want all the mead we can get up here right now. We want the big kegs. We want all the decent casks. Now, bring it.
and please do put kegs by seats of honors for the guests. I know it sounds for these guests, this guest, and this guest. I know this sounds silly, but believe me, they'll drink the whole thing down.
They nod and
the barbarians were specified in that.
Much.
Immediately the servants nod and go double portions and run off. They've seen
Siblings
how much
are totally freaking out.
Oh yeah, this is probably going to be the most epic blowout they've had in this part of for a while.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're doing your speech outside as the people are already racing, and by the time you're done with your speech and you're starting to head out towards the castle, most of the village and half of the other villages are already walking up behind you. I believe, yeah, Geralt would already be kind of in the castle. And I would assume his first idea would be, you guards. And he sets up like a couple of guards in particular to watch the main hall and guest hall, and go, nobody but us in here. Got it? And they quickly nod, as they should, because this guy's almost as tall as them and twice as wide. So they set up a perimeter to make sure your rooms stay safe overnight, and then he also actually goes to re-gear himself a bit. Actually, Gisele and Theobald kind of do the same and then come back out more or less how to describe it. Theobald comes out in a more traditional like like leather tunic and the whole 9 yards, but it's nicely done, and he's no longer in complete plate armor anymore. Geralt comes back. He is completely shirtless.
I like to picture he's like completely shirtless, but he has like a fancy sash, like what would be equivalent of a bow tie over where his shirt would be.
Not bow tie. I will say he has at least one leather shoulder pad, and on top of that, he has the sheath for his sword balanced on that. So essentially, he's got the strap across the chest that's attached to his shoulder pad with the sword on the back of it. But otherwise, he has his big, fuzzy like kilt / loincloth going, and he also has his boots on.
I was about to say, better have some nice pants on, but that ship has sailed.
Nope. He's going all natural, as he usually would have if he wasn't also wearing armor half the time these days. Gisele also.
I see adding a sash like Worf's to that.
Well, that's basically what the big leather strap is. It's not like just a basic leather strap. He's got this nice thing. It goes up to the shoulder pad.
So it's a fancy leather strap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice thing. It's been woven together. It's not just one lazy old strap. It's a nice thing that goes up to a little bit of a shoulder pad for a little bit of protection there, and it's weighed down by a sword in the back, so it's all fine. Gisele also comes down. She's in black pants, a green kind of almost altar top, and she left the hood and the leather armor behind.
Are these clothes they already had, or are these just clothes?
Basically, this is the regular clothing they always had in their gear.
Okay.
Yeah, because Thelona has exactly 3 outfits. And she's bought 2 of them over the course since she's joined the party.
So,
Actually, I think
you're finally seeing most the outside of Geralf. You're seeing these other 2 for the first time, really without any of their armor and gear on.
What's the brother's name again?
You need to write this down, dude. This is your character.
I know. It's like written down here somewhere. I know I was put in the chat. Oh, Jargon?
Maybe.
Jargon, I think it was.
Yeah, Jargon. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to literally write that down, dude, and also remember what your last name is, because for
write
crying
it in
out
your
loud.
write it in your character sheets. Your character sheet notes, brother Jargon.
Because you can't trust the chat, because the chat's going to delete itself eventually. So
I asked Jargon if they have anything fancy that I could wear.
He pauses for a moment, ponders a little bit, and goes, "You know what? I think it'd be fine. You were in the master bedroom before. Check the closet, see if there's anything of Mother's that would suit your tastes."
Velena's already up there looking for a nice gown for the evening.
But you're checking. You're probably checking that stuff and your own stuff too, probably.
Right.
All right, I guess I'll go check.
Of course, you do have the downside that you are very, very tall.
Yeah, my character is 6
Actually,
feet tall.
all the characters in this group are unusually tall.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm gonna leave my armor in my room because I don't have a reason to be wearing a breastplate during a something like this. The only weapons I'm going to bring with me are my knives, just to have something on me in case something weird happens.
Oh yeah, you don't see them, but you do. Gisele does keep her daggers in a particular place where they're a little less noticeable, and Theobald is still also there with his great sword.
So
yeah, and Thelona has her great sword strapped to her back because she's never seen without it.
So when I go to look through the clothes, is there anything that's purple?
I would say there probably has to be at least a couple things that are purple there.
Like any fancy dresses?
Yeah, there's probably at least a dress with a matching top and maybe a few other little accessories if you look around for them.
So what I'm gonna do, Azina's gonna wear a purple dress. Actually, are there any high heel shoes?
You know what? I'm gonna just roll a d20 and see what happens. If it's above 10, sure. There it is. That was a 1. Nope.
No.
Oh, there's some comfy shoes there, but nothing with high heels.
Darn. Well, she's gonna put on a purple dress, and she's still going to wear her red cape and her hat with it.
Okay.
Also, you've got to remember, you're 6 feet tall. High-heeled shoes are kind of redundant.
It's not so much for the height, the fake height. Just more the way they look. She wanted them, but she wanted to dress like a princess for once.
She kind of is, although the cape and the hat don't really fit, but hey! Your thing.
She never takes the hat off. unless she's taking it off to wash it.
This is why this thing is black. I want to see how messy it is. Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Yeah. Kelowna has gotten rid of not gotten rid of, but stowed the helmet she was wearing, but she still has the pirate captain hat that she stole on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and Azina's gonna go get one of her bottles of rum from her room.
Just one of those weirdos that just persists on that rum, eh? All right.
Which means I'm only gonna have one bottle of rum left.
Pretty soon you're gonna be wondering where all the rum has gone.
So Valena's gonna look for a black dress that ties on one side shoulder.
Okay.
And, it's embroidered on several trims with gold in symbols and colors, black shoes, and have a snow leopard pelt over her left shoulder where it's not tied, and just come in.
Oh, actually, I just happened to think also because of the nature of Hyperborea, I will say that Geralt also has the bearskin cloak over his back too. So he's not completely out in the elements, and despite all of his fur-lined stuff, it actually still looks pretty nice, especially on a big guy that you wouldn't want to dare question about his choice of clothing.
Now that I think about it, the climate in the area would make it really not make sense for people to be wearing like high heel shoes. You're not going to want to walk around with your ankles exposed when it's freaking cold out.
Admittedly, it's warmer in the castle, but yeah, it's still people are going to be wearing boots.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Kelowna's fine. It's actually slightly warm here.
What's Kelowna wearing again for her main outfit right now?
She's probably changing from the winter outfit she was wearing, the heavier outfit, to the lighter one, since they're basically spending the day in the castle.
Mm.
And there's going to be a bunch of roaring fires and stuff. And we're technically not in the snow zone, as we've pointed out a few times.
Yeah, the snow zone is definitely further north, although it does get colder at night in this area.
Right. So Valena comes in without her hood, her hair hanging down, very nice jewelry from her mother hanging around her neck and over her ears. She has a sort of a gold-trimmed bandana around her forehead.
Okay.
And she sits at her seat.
All right. Yeah, you're probably not the first one down. Matter of fact, most likely both of the barbarians are probably on the other end of the table. Yeah, essentially, the way I'm seeing this being set up is like there's a guest of honor table, and next to that, or at least one very close by that, is going to be where your brother is, and where several of the more honored servants are, and then you got some of the basic tables, and then it's just as the party keeps coming in, it's basically tables all the way out towards the front of the castle, pretty much, as people just come pouring in. They all come through the kitchen first. They're giving you their congratulations for your deeds today, and then they're slowly kind of going through the line, and it's basically like a giant buffet with the entirety of like 3 villages been invited as they go through, pick out what food they want to eat, start finding places to sit, start talking with some people they know nearby, saying hello to people they haven't seen in a while, etc. And right. by the way, speaking of which, the servants actually purposely, after a while, do come by with some of the food for you, since you don't get to pick right away, but they do come by with the food eventually, so you can start eating as you still are inviting people in.
Right.
And also on top of that, I would say as you're just barely getting the main village in, some of the people have already eaten from within the city walls. And that means that the local band has also eaten. and they start to put on a bit of a show for people as they start walking in.
Oh, cool. Any other kind of entertainers?
Not at the moment. Basically, the band is the first one done, and they decided to eat quickly so they can come back around. Drinks are still being shared amongst them as they're having fun and playing for everybody that's walking in.
So,
Are people starting to dance to the songs?
Very likely, there's some of the people are either like doing pseudo dancing at the tables that they're sitting nearby. Some of them in line are doing a little bit of dancing. A few of them that are done already eating get up and start dancing as well.
I think Belena will hold up her, she would at least have like a special goblet for the occasion and hold it up for a toast. And I imagine the barbarians are lifting up their barrels for this. So
Hey,
goes,
Geralt will pour it into a mug before he drinks it.
So does Felona. It's just the biggest fucking mug she could find.
I was gonna just hold up the whole rum bottle.
And Belena goes, one day ends and one sun sets and a new one rises. To new beginnings. She goes, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Big clank, and everyone drinks.
Or actually, probably with Felona, it would have been skull.
Skull. Alright, so yeah, basically the proceedings more or less continue like this for a while. You got some of the local groups coming in and out, playing a little bit of music, letting others take breaks and have another round of food.
At some point during this, Felona physically picks up Theobald, drags him out, and starts dancing.
I think you might need to make an athletics check for that.
Do I really?
I don't know about athletics check.
No,
yeah, he's not his armor. He's not as hard to wield anymore.
Yeah, but he's still not. He's still not like a pushover either.
Is he resisting?
Actually, that's a very good question. What is he going to think about all this? Let's see. He's basically being whisked off his feet, willing or not.
I like to think his famous catchphrase, "Oh dear," just came out when this happened.
Yeah, he's basically petrified, and he's just, oh, you just whisk him off and start forcing him to dance. Actually,
that's a whole new meaning to taking off your feet.
Yeah, basically, you just pluck him off like he was nothing. He doesn't even know what to really do until you put him back on his feet, and you start kind of forcing him to dance. To which, let's see how well he does this. Hopefully, his performance is better than his decision to fight this. Oh, hey, he actually starts to. He's a little rough around the edges, but he is performing well with you.
Yeah. Mine's also affected by the fact that I've probably had a few by this point.
Oh, everyone's had a few by this point.
So seeing this, Xena puts down her rum bottle on the table, walks over to Gisele, and holds out her hand and goes, "Care for a dance, my lady?"
You see her get a slight smile and just kind of look at you for a moment and just goes, "I suppose." with a slight smile, and then slowly gets up and takes your hand and joins you out in the middle of the room dancing. By this point, people are clapping, and Geralt actually puts two and two together.
Okay, you're a bard. You know you have a problem if the barbarian is beating your performance check.
I guess we'll do this really quick. Performance +2. Yoink.
Wow.
Oof.
Me and Gisele almost look like we have no idea what we're doing.
Xena and Gisele both have 2 left feet and start stumbling into things, but they keep trying their best anyway. Geralt, actually, on a rare spark of a moment, is watching this happen and then goes, Wait. And slowly stands up, walks over beside Valena. May I have this dance?
Valena
Crickets?
has a slight giggle,
Okay.
and she goes, "You may," and she puts down her goblet and just goes off the dance floor with him.
Alright, two of you walk off together and start dancing performance checks. See if you can do better.
And real quick, what is her brother's reaction to this? Because I don't think he knew about this beforehand.
Worry about that in a moment. First is performance checks.
Geralt did.
Geralt is
The best
actually doing a damn good job. He's making up for you. He's making up for you. You actually, you're kind of stumbling along a little bit, but you realize he's actually doing a really good job, and even gets you to do a spin really quick, and stops you before you go too far, and then continues dancing some more. Somehow the barbarian is helping you equalize out to get and do a better dance than
I just
the
let
other
him
players.
Yeah, now you're got to be really embarrassed, Bard. The barbarian got over double your performance score.
I kind of say to Gisele, we're clearly not used to this. Maybe we should try doing some more maneuvers that would look like something from like a fight, like combat poses. See if we can do things better. My idea is basically we'd use acrobatics instead of performance.
Okay, I'll allow that to try and go on. Try to do acrobatics in replace of performance. Okay.
Okay.
And boom.
Don't tell me your acrobatic skill is better than your performance skill.
Across the board.
Because I actually have proficiency in acrobatics. I don't have proficiency in performance.
And you're a bard?
Technically a pirate, sir.
Yes.
Not that kind of bard.
Keep that in mind. My proficiency skills are acrobatics, athletics, deception, intimidation, perception, and stealth. I kind of made her more like a rogue than a bard as far as her proficiency.
I was going to say, why didn't you start as a rogue?
Because I wanted to have spells. Because keep in mind, when we started, it was literally, I didn't even know we were going to have Geralt. It was me and Valena. I was like, okay, I need to be the tank and the healer. That was my thought process on making this character.
Meanwhile, the GM is over here going, okay, I see what you rolled here, and I'm going to help you all out here, and here's a big brawny guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, when
and
we started,
everyone immediately starts swooning for the big brawny guy. I'm just like, okay, this went way too well.
Okay, so we obviously managed to spice it up a little bit.
You decided
no
to change up.
No wonder I was rolling better than you. Thelona actually has training in performance.
Which is the thing. I mean, I still have a +4 in performance. It's just that I would have more if I was actually proficient in it.
Albeit, when I took that, I was thinking more of, gladiator showmanship than...
So Valena is
but...
going to start dancing closer to Geralt and see if she can peek an eyes to her brother and see what he's doing.
Okay, give me a perception check, please.
All right. I don't see shit.
You don't quite see you
big muscly chest is what you
you are kind of taken aback by Geralt's moment of very heightened clarity tonight. But you do get the very briefest of quick glances at your brother, and he doesn't seem angry about this at all. He does seem to be taken aback a little bit, but he's joining in with the clapping with everyone else and seems to be having a fine time with it.
This would be so evil, Valena, but no, I won't be that cruel. I was going to ask Valena, but I guess Valena will go over to her brother and bring him into the dance with everybody.
I'm actually going to roll for something here now. Obviously, this isn't going on technically for a couple hours at this rate. Okay, yeah. Actually, just as you're thinking about bringing your brother in, that's when some more girls from the local tavern come in. And one of them immediately goes up to your brother and starts dragging him in. He looks a little bit flabbergasted, and as he's being pulled out into this, he does start talking to her like he knows her.
He knows her?
One of these dancing girls, yeah.
Valena is just gonna turn around with her dancing move and try to listen into the conversation.
Give me another perception.
Perception. Oh, that's even worse.
That's even worse. You don't hear
Thanks,
anything. You
roll,
hear
buddy.
voices, but that's about it. There's too much music and stuff going on.
And probably the barbarian and the cleric whirling around in a circle going, wee! Although I don't know, what is Theobald doing?
I just picture him being, you're twirling in a circle, but Theobald's feet are in the air. He's like, hold on a second.
Not gonna be that bad. She's a little bit bigger than him, but not by a horrible bit much. There's something odd about how big Thelona is, but no, he's so, according to his rolls so far, Theobald has been keeping up. He does seem still a little bit like this is a little unusual, but you know what the hell kind of mood right now. But he is keeping up with the dance with you and is enjoying himself for the moment.
Good.
Valena's gonna bring, as the music, I assume, is changing.
Another band swapped in, and they're letting the other band take a break and get some more food and drink.
Slow dance.
A slow dance? Okay.
Oh, wow.
So you're forcing Geralt into a slow dance now? Only got a +1 to this performance. You
Oh, Valena's leading this time.
Oh, yeah. You before Geralt was helping you, you go immediately into a slow dance, and he almost stumbles over you, but you get him to kind of stop for a moment and slowly starts to get the rhythm again. He's like, okay, and starts dancing a little more normally with you again.
Valena's gonna whisper in Gareth's ear and say, I don't want this night to end.
He trying to think for this character. He is not the most bright guy in the. You've known this for a while now, but he kind of slowly nods. A fight, a nice dance, lots of good food and drink. I can't really argue either. Then keeps slowly dancing with you. We're actually doing quite well at this, actually, which is a little bit weird even for me.
Like she has a small chuckle about it. And then Valena starts to look sad, and it's like, I just keep expecting something to happen now.
Is she saying that quietly?
I guess if you're like really close, you can probably hear it, but like if you're eavesdropping, you probably would hear it.
Yeah, probably not, because Alzina's got her attention on Gisele.
Right.
As you say this, you expect something to happen, and you just kind of pan the camera up to Geralt. He kind of looks right back at the camera and then wink. Phrasing.
Valona sticks her head in. Will you two stop breaking the fourth wall and start partying?
We're partying. We're partying.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, jeez.
It was, you say that, then you're gonna freaking summon the pirates that got a vendetta against me, and they're gonna just suddenly show up in the middle.
No one expected us
In
to the land pirates in Hyborian.
landlocked north, that would be very interesting.
Yeah, as I was joking over here, all of a sudden you just sing a music. No one expects to land pirates of Hyperborea.
Yeah, we did have that weird conversation about making a land boat.
Yup. Another one
shit, then
tactic
we'd
is
have to steal us a land
surprise.
Although I think if you, it'd really be more like a really big chariot.
A really big chariot with
Pulled by elephants.
no, I was thinking it's still kind of windblown.
So Valena's gonna turn Garoff and kind of do like a twirling, and it looks like a dancing motion, and get right behind her brother and just whisper, "So who's your friend?"
Actually, I'm gonna roll perception for him on that one. That's like, oh dear. Yeah, you completely come off of him dumbfounded. The girl he's been dancing with for the last couple minutes or so has a slight giggle. Velena, sorry, this is Ildris. She's from town. The lovely blonde woman Ildris nods to you and says hello.
She's a person that exists.
She smiles and goes, "It's wonderful to meet you."
Likewise, seems you have some very interesting friends with you. Looks up at Garoff, then kind of looks at some of the others that you've been obviously bumping into a little bit and talking to as you've been dancing.
They're one of a kind.
I don't know. I don't think you put the last music on loop because
No, I haven't been putting them on loop for a little while yet.
How has
Not very.
Theobald been taking the change to a slow dance?
Actually, I never really tested him on that. Let's see how well he did do on slow dancing. You'd think he might be a little bit better, but you can never tell.
No.
Nope,
He's like that nervous.
He's
like,
gone from okay to both left feet again. How did you
He's
do?
like that. He's just shuffling his feet like all red.
The heck? Hang on. My edit on or something?
Maybe.
So highlighted.
There it is.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. We know who the advanced dancer in the group is.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, he moved to the slow dance and he immediately starts to fumble too, but you, even more so than Velena, are able to help him save it and correct him.
Yeah, I probably start leading. Actually, I was always leading, wasn't I?
You were probably already leading, but you're even more so now. He's like, you're quite good at this, actually.
I don't know. This is my first time. Completely straight-faced.
He kind of looks dumbfounded for a moment, looks around as people are still kind of watching and some of them occasionally clapping along with the music, and he's like, I don't think it shows to them.
The only thing that's variance on that is the fact that she is not sober. So that was very much said like movie Conan when he was drunk.
So, should me and Gisele roll again?
Sure, might as well since the dancing type has changed.
Do we still do acrobatics or?
Probably with a slow dance, no.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really do acrobatics on slow speed.
Bad.
You're not doing too bad. Gisele is also going to try to do a more natural dance, but this time she's also going to try and persuade you a little bit to do some local dancing, as she puts it. And let's see how well that does.
Jesus.
Holy hell!
Ew.
Yeah, she should persuade you to do some local dancing, and you watch as she basically just up and out becomes a belly dancer right there. Just like you see like half the jaws just drop in the room. Like, what on earth is that?
Like she's kind of like gyrating.
She's got this like nice slow movement and just back and forth, side to side, and it's not the normal kind of dancing from here because she's from the warmer climates and whatnot and different ways of doing things, but she's basically doing this nice slow belly dance, and people are just head turning. And you're trying your best to try and keep up with it. You're not quite there, but you get a basic idea of what's going on here.
There you go. You know, I should have studied those pillars more.
Okay, do I take it that this is getting everybody's attention?
Basically.
I would like to make another performance roll to basically do a pseudo ventriloquism. I would like to disguise my voice.
Okay.
Mind you, I'm doing this because I'm drunk and impulsive.
All right. Roll the performance. Let's see how well it does.
Oh, fuck no. As you hear what's obviously a drunken Thelona say, "Take it off!"
People's face just plants right to your shoulder as he can't keep from laughing.
She actually looks confuzzled for a moment.
She doesn't realize that she failed horribly.
Oh no, she realized it. She doesn't know why.
That's weird. That shouldn't have happened. Oh well.
Elena and Jorgon have a big laugh, and they just kind of. You know what? Elena's gonna offer their Garoff and Isabel, was it? Or Ildrid?
Ildrid.
Ildrid.
Yeah.
Ildrid go to table and have a conversation. And just have a good time, you know, just drinking wine and watch everyone dance.
Okay. Oh, so
Well,
you could
to get to know each other better, you know?
Thelona probably staggers back, picks up her hand keg, dips it back in, and just drinks it down.
Just a quick drink break between songs. Geralt doesn't know what to think about this, but it's like, sure, fine, and heads off with Ildrid for a little while at the main table.
And on second thought, then grabs Theobald's mug, fills it with mead, hands it back to him.
Oh, thank you. He quickly starts downing it too. Because what else are you supposed to do? There's plenty of drink here. Let's just keep pounding them.
So, yeah, so the four of them are at the table, right?
At the moment, those four in particular are close to the table, yeah.
So, Valena's gonna look at Jorgon and say, "How long have you known each other?"
He looks very apprehensive for a moment, and he's like, "Oh, you know, about a year or two, maybe 4." kind of looks off to one side a little nervously. Yeah, it's been kind of a thing he even kept from the parents. You knew he used to slip out at night occasionally, but you never knew what for. But now things are starting to kind of connect a little.
Hands on his hands and goes, "It's okay. Whatever makes you happy."
He kind of looks startled for a moment. And then he kind of looks back up at Ildrid, and then looks over to Geralt, and then back to you. He thinks about it for a moment, then he looks up at you and goes, "You're probably not going to stay, are you?"
I'm not sure.
Yeah, your brother kind of leans in and goes, "It's all right. I seen the way he looks at you, and I definitely seen the way you look at him."
She kind of blushes at that comment. And I like to think Gareth just looks back at the camera and goes, "Phrasing."
Actually, no, not even going over there, but basically, it's like, you're young. You don't hide it as much as I used to. Besides, she wasn't going to be around in the castle, at least while Mom and Dad were here anyway. She might have introduced her maybe in another year or two, but things happen. I'm definitely not going to let the bad things get in the way. If anything, this is going to hurry things as far as I'm concerned. Maybe he kind of thinks for a moment and then looks at you and goes, "Besides, you're going to be one of the White Witches. You obviously weren't going to be settling down here anyways. You're off to go. You're going to go off and do a lot better stuff than that anyway."
Right.
I mean, look at these. Look at this crew. He just kind of points to the rest of the group. When were you ever going to end up with a group like this and survive? I mean, you've already done so much. Even for home, you've done so much. Just make sure that you come back and visit once in a while, right?
I think that's a given, brother.
He smiles and nods.
So, while this is all going on, and because Azina's mainly here for Velena, she's not really invested in anything that's going on for the most part, aside from what you doing with Gisele. I'm gonna say she kind of whispers to Gisele, "You want to retire early back to my room?"
She looks mildly surprised for about a moment, then it goes, "You know, I've been waiting for that question for about 3 weeks now." She's been noticing the way you look at her once in a while, and she was expecting it almost sooner. And then she kind of slowly nods. "Certainly, I'll go with you tonight."
That pretty much takes us out of the equation.
So yeah, just basically, as conversations are happening, eventually, you just, without really noticing, the two just slip off somewhere at some point, despite all the head turning they just did in that last song.
So, what are Theobald and Thelona doing?
The last we saw them, they were drinking. What are they up to?
Oh, I thought they would. After they went for a brief drink before continuing on to dance.
So they're probably back to dancing by now.
I imagine they were back to dancing when Thelona yelled, "Take it off." So.
I imagine Thelona doing that might have also taken some attention off of me and Gisele, because everyone's looking probably.
Yeah,
at
all of a sudden everyone's
barbarian.
looking at you, and probably half the room starts laughing.
Yeah, like I said, that she looked kind of confuzzled by why did that not work?
So actually,
But
I'm gonna
I'm so
say, like,
talented.
as you're back into dancing for a while with Theobald kind of pipes up a little bit and goes, "You know, I could almost get used to this once in a while."
It's good to let your hair down after a battle.
Aye, that's very much true. So, you kind of see the
weaving a
gears kind of working. He's not quite sure how this is going. So then, maybe after a while we should take one of the kegs back up to a room, eh?
I'm not thinking that far ahead. I'm still having too much fun.
He smiles a little bit and goes, "Well, gotta plan a little bit, otherwise we're gonna just burn out right here. If that's what you want to do."
See, I am trying to get through the mildly sozzled Thelona mentality at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, Theobald's pretty good. He's going there too, but he's also supposed to be a little bit level-headed yet.
Oh, mind you, Thelona's perfectly able to process while drunk. Just certain talents go away. Like being able to drop your voice a couple octaves and add a little gruffness. You know, had she succeeded at that check, it probably would have sounded more like, "Take it off," but
Nope.
not with that failure.
Nope, definitely not.
Does he look like he's starting to flag?
Actually, this both of you will keep drinking. It's actually probably a good time to actually roll for that. What do you roll for surviving drink?
Would be a Constitution.
Constitution.
save.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
a Constitution kind of a thing. Yeah,
Constitution save, not a Constitution check.
yeah. So we just go to the saving throws.
I'm back, by the way.
Constitution. There we go.
Oh
Welcome
wow,
back,
they can
Mercy.
really hold their liquor.
Oh yeah. Theobald's doing like absolutely no problem. He's maybe sweated it up a little bit, but that's because of the extra dancing on top of it. But
Yeah, I
otherwise
know.
he's
That's
fine.
what I was wondering, if he was starting to flag from the dancing.
Nah, still going.
They kick up to another fast tune again, because that's Thelona. Thelona likes the fast tunes.
I would say yeah. After a few more slow, after a little while of slow music, it goes back to a faster beat.
How does she dance? Still pretty good.
I don't know why this music reminds me of Talisman.
I think there's a melody somewhere in that game that's a little similar to that.
It's one of the map musics, yeah.
Yeah. But no, actually, both of the I like to put credit where credit is due. Both of the
They're from
Tavern
The
S songs
Witcher.
from today are from Witcher and Witcher 2.
Yeah. Yeah, because I looked at the jukebox earlier
No.
and saw what they were.
I just very quickly renamed them to where they came from, but yeah. Performance.
Oh!
Oof.
I can't fix
He
that.
almost falls over you. You barely save him, and you barely keep the dance going.
I didn't think I could save that. That was a natural one.
Oh, that is technically a natural one. Yeah, you start to dance, and he immediately trips himself and goes careening off into one of the tables, and there's a bit of a yelp.
Thelona spins out of the dance, loses her balance slightly, but manages to save it to a sit down at one of the tables. Throws her arm down on the table and looks at the crowd and goes, "Who wants to try?"
She offering dance to somebody else.
Immediately, you get you hear Theobald, "No, you don't," and he immediately rebounds very quickly. In fact, not done yet. You haven't drank me under the table. Gonna be a long night for that.
Was that a challenge?
Oh, it might be. I don't know.
She refills. She stands up again, looking as nobody apparently was going to try to arm wrestle the barbarian. Goes back, refills both mugs, hands Theobald his. Mind you, hers is like twice his size.
He just goes swirl and starts chugging.
Thelona does the same.
Constitution saves.
Oh yeah.
Is it literally just going into drinking competition now?
Wow.
You take your big mug and you actually start to feel a little tingle there. He just downs it and just like, another. That wasn't hard at anything.
Man.
He can't dance, but he can outdrink you, apparently.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, that's the thing. He threw down a challenge. So Lona has to respond.
So second round then?
Second round.
Hold on a minute. Blenda watches this and she's like, hold on a minute. And she goes down to the kitchen and brings out this really dark liquid. Okay.
Okay, I've officially got a rule for this because you're pulling out the strong shit, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, first one to lose 3 in a row
Okay,
goes down.
I didn't know if we were gonna have to start doing this with disadvantage now, because they brought out the nasties.
First one to get below 10 3 times in a row. 3 times. Actually, no. First one to get below 10 3 times. Period. Goes down.
Okay.
We'll go with that rule. So trying the new stuff. Constitution. Ooh. He just makes it.
He's the one staggering, and the one's like,
Ooh.
that woke me up.
Round two.
Oh!
That's a natural one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that he just automatically lost twice there. You just see him. Oh!
That's like when you get a natural 1 on a death save.
Yeah. You're chugging through just fine. One more try. He's barely squinting his eyes. Oh!
Thelona's still not going down.
Thelona's still not going down. Still holding at 12. You see Theobald start to struggle, but he is coming back on that third round. Oh, that's a bit better. Fire in my belly, another. Jeez.
You know, this is going to go on forever because they both have high constitution.
And another.
scores.
He only has, I looked at the rolls he's making, he only has a +3.
Yes. Yeah, he demands another.
Lona's-
Thelona
Jeez.
hasn't rolled below a 10 once, though.
Yeah. Do you
Right.
know why?
It's your
To
highest
do
stat.
that, she has to roll a 1.
Jesus. Come on, ones. Boom! Another round. The Black Wicked is probably almost out by this point, and they're still chugging.
I think the whole room's just watching this.
Yeah, the entire room's just watching. Theobald's
There's
just like,
probably at least somebody that has started the chug chant.
This is just inevitable that Thelona will win, though.
very likely. Oh, there it goes.
Valena just goes, before that happens, goes, well, since Alzina's not here, taking all bets, put in the hat.
He's been holding on for a while, but Theobald goes for this one also. You just see him halfway through just and just falls back in his seat and lets out a large belch as he just looks about ready to pass out and just
He looks about ready. He hasn't passed out.
He's on the verge. Yeah, he's just about gone. Just sweating from every pore from trying to pound through the drinks.
As Thelona refills her mug.
Yeah, he's just laid back in the chair at this point. He's not moving. Been officially outdrank.
So is he actually still awake, or is he just passed out with his eyes open?
Is he doing a wonderful impression of Bill the cat?
Nah, he is just flat out, eyes closed, laid back in the chair. He is gone. He has 20 sheets to the wind.
Weekend at Theobald's.
Well, that's what you get for trying to outdrink a barbarian. And she lifts him up bodily and takes him back to his room.
Just drops him off.
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
They're off scene now.
Off scene. So that basically leaves it down to Geralt and Valena.
Valena looks at Geralt and smiles at the evening, just hearing the music, and it's like, one last dance?
Sure. He slowly gets up with and joins you back on the floor again.
Alright. This character sheet will ever load.
One more performance check. Boom.
Oof.
Oh, wow.
He immediately starts to stumble, but at least it wasn't strictly bad, so you managed to pull him out of it before he fully commits into a crash like Theobald had.
You know, here I was ready to call Geralt the Lord of the Dance, and then he had to roll a 4.
Well, it's only his second
Michael
time.
Flatley, he ain't.
Nobody in this group is road perfection here. What are you expecting?
So they dance, and as the night begins, like, I imagine it's like sunset at night at this point, right?
Oh, it's almost probably halfway to midnight by this point.
Valena's gonna take Geralt up to a balcony and just look at the stars.
Actually, with that being said, you'd probably just lead him up to your room, I assume.
Right.
So you take him up to your room, you lead him out to the balcony, you just kind of look at up at the stars for a little while.
What do you think's next for us?
He kind of thinks for a few moments. In the long term, I'm not sure. In the short term, he kind of looks back behind towards the doorways because he suspects that since everyone else disappeared, they're probably in their rooms by now. In the short term, I assume Xena wants to head south on the ocean and then wants to head back into the main ocean again. She seems very keen on revenge.
I think I've Xena like a sister at this point.
Geralt kind of slowly nods.
Be honest, Geralt. Do you think this revenge will be good for her? Because, hear me out. Because it's not that I don't think she deserves it. It's just I've heard stories of people being consumed by revenge and what it does to people. And I'm worried, will she be okay when this is all? Will she be changed?
He kind of takes that in for a moment and goes, she's driven by it, not consumed by it. If she was consumed by it, she'd be... He thinks for a moment and goes, she'd probably be worse than me, let's be honest.
I guess it's nothing, just a slight little silly fear.
I know I'm not actually there, but you know, the thing is, you think if somebody's consumed by their desire for revenge, they wouldn't go out of their way and abandon their revenge to go help a friend.
True, but like, it's not gonna stop Valena from worrying a little bit. she takes Gareth by the hand, and they walk back to the bedroom, and I guess we'll just go into next morning.
Fade to night there.
Fade
to black for everybody there. Yeah.
Yeah. The music that they play at the end in a JRPG when it can transfers to the next day.
The freaking tent music from Final Fantasy, yeah.
Yeah. That's not what I was expecting. Yoink.
I was like, wow, we awakened to combat?
Oh, I haven't had one of those in a while.
So, by the time you all start waking up in the morning, some of you more groggy than others.
Oh, I want to know how Theobald is after that.
The music downstairs has finally stopped. A few hours after midnight, pretty much the majority of the people had gone back to their homes or started venturing in groups back to their villages. By this point, the morning staff have switched out with the evening staff, and they have started cleaning up most of the tables and are almost back into the kitchen again. Breakfast is being cooked, although it is a little bit late, but they expect people to be a little bit late this morning, all considering.
Yeah, it's more like going to be lunch.
I'd say probably the first two to get up would probably be Azina and Gisele.
I'm gonna hit the long rest button on my sheet.
True. Everyone gets to hit the long rest now. Some people need it more than others.
Hey, I got my rage back.
Not going into details, it would seem that the two of you probably had a very good night.
Yeah. I don't think we can really go into details.
Probably not. Not without us getting booted off of certain platforms.
Yeah. We're both roguish characters. We can't talk about what happens.
What happens to Hyperborea stays in Hyperborea.
What happens to Elfar Castle stays in Elfar Castle. But yeah, I assume also that that would be a good question. I would assume that since it seems to be more of a normal day and not a fancy night, that both of you are probably gearing up a little more normally again.
Yeah,
Right.
probably because probably under the assumption that we might be leaving soon.
Mm-hmm. Gisele's probably the first one ready to go. So she's going to be leaving a few minutes before you. As you're just about done gearing up, she gives you a quick kiss on the cheek and a wink as she heads out.
I just kind of smile in response.
All right. After that, the couple that got the most blasted was Theobald and Thelona, to which Theobald needs to do a check.
Oh no.
He has a high chance of getting through this, but we'll see. Okay, yeah. He sweated through it, and by the morning he's stiff and still kind of but he feels all right. He's altogether there, at least.
Well, that and the fact that he is also waking up in basically waking up next to somebody.
He wakes up, and as he's starting to move, one hand reaches out instinctively to grab the bed sheets to try and pull them off, and immediately he starts to feel somebody else. He blinks, not even looking yet, and slowly feels up a little bit higher and then a little bit lower, and just like it takes a moment to realize what might be going on, and then slowly pulls his hand back and goes, "Hello?" and starts to slowly turn to look.
Deja vu.
Deja vu, but he's not getting crushed this time.
No. Basically, Thelona managed to carry him upstairs, put him to bed, which, by the way, also involved getting him undressed, putting him in bed. Went about 2 steps before her brain went, "You are about to fall asleep now." So she also got undressed and just collapsed back in bed.
You know, if we keep meeting like this, we should really get to know each other better. He kind of half jokes.
The fact is that she is still passed out.
He kind of blinks, looks over for a moment, and then goes, "Oh, she's
Oh,
blasted.
gosh.
Okay."
Just saw the silliest thing that could happen. Like, she's passed out, right? And she's a big girl.
Mhm.
She's right on top of his clothes and equipment, and he can't reach them.
No,
No.
I'm pretty sure not all of it's on the bed.
No, it wasn't on the bed. But yeah, she managed to get him undressed, put him in the covers, and then kind of realized, I'm not going to make it back to my room. Okay. So basically their clothes are on the floor, their equipment's on the floor. The problem is they're on her side. So he would have to climb over her to get to his stuff.
He blinks, kind of realizes he's kind of trapped where he is at the moment, but then just goes, she's a fine sleeper anyways, and just starts to kind of scrabble to get over. He assumes that she'll either just not really concern herself or she'll stay asleep.
Yeah, she's staying asleep.
Yup. So he meant...
If she'd rolled higher, she might have grabbed him in her sleep, but no, she's pretty much dead to the world.
He gets to get on the other side of her, starts getting dressed a little bit, and just kind of looks at her still sleeping. I have to admit, she's cute, though. But man, she can put those drinks away. God, I assume she got me up here? Must have. And he starts continuing to get dressed. So I assume also following after that would be Valina and Geralt.
Wakes up, puts on her clothes and walks out to the morning sun and just stretches her arms out and goes, "Ah."
As you're standing out there for a few moments, there you do hear a little bit of movement back in the room, and after a few moments, the now partially redressed Geralt joins you out there. Kind of looks out at the sun for a few moments.
She looks at the sun and just takes it in, just gets close to him and tries to sink it in because she knows that there's no telling what dangers they're going to encounter after this.
He kind of just looks around for a little while. One hand rests on her shoulder, starts to massage it a little bit. He's kind of just pondering himself too, just kind of thinking, well, is it going to be today or will you wait until tomorrow? I'd be fine either way, basically, is kind of what his conclusion is.
I think Alzina is probably ready to captain up.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't surprise him if she wants to blaze a trail ASAP either.
I guess she's gonna get. She's already dressed. She's gonna go downstairs, have one final chat with her brother, and then leave with Alzina.
All right. Geralt kind of nods as you obviously get ready to go down and have your breakfast, and he finishes redressing as well. And actually, he goes back to his room and finishes completely redressing, gets back into full gear again, and then rejoins down for breakfast. Slowly, one by one, people start to slowly filter in.
Valena, does Valena see her brother?
You don't see him at first, but after, say, a few minutes and starting to eat, eventually he does start to wander down, and his girlfriend is almost a few minutes behind him.
Kind of smiles at that.
He catches that that knowing sisterly smile, and he just kind of sheepishly shrugs and half smiles back and starts getting his food.
She goes, Jargon, I think we may be leaving today.
Jargon eventually does stop in front of you as he eats a little bit really quick. He nods. That's fine, I understand. We've got business. The fact that you came here first is business, but you just happen to be closer, I assume.
Not really. We came because heard warning of what was happening. We came as fast as.
Oh, so it's not even just that. Okay. He kind of thinks about that for a moment and goes, I suppose they might have come back eventually if you didn't show up. Didn't really think about that. I was just thinking about trying to get things back into order again. He kind of slowly eats puts a fork into the meal and picks up another bit and starts eating. I suppose that was possible.
And she looks at her brother and goes, if you need anything from us, do not hesitate to ask. In the future, if there's any emergency, if you need help with anything, don't hesitate to call us.
So are they talking where I can actually see them?
It's in the essentially the dining
Rooms.
hall.
Oh
yeah.
I
right.
guess you could.
So I'm gonna walk over for a moment, go up to Jargon. Like, is he technically a prince?
Basically, he is. It's Hyperborea. There technically is a king of Hyperborea, but he is definitely the heir of the royal inheritance of this area.
Okay. I just kind of walk up and go, well, your lordship, thanks for that wonderful party last night. It really helped me out. And I wink and walk away.
Help? Sure, certainly, yes. He looks kind of baffled and sure, not sure what to think of that.
He might see me walking back over towards Gisele and figure it out, but
He probably does spot that and then goes, ah.
Valena smiles and rolls her eyes at the same time.
He turns back to you, Valena. Your friends are very interesting. He's kind of half smiles. So I've been he and Geralf is probably actually already back up for seconds. So while he's got a brief moment with you, he's just kind of like, I take it your Geralf there is he's Sumerian? If I call it correctly, yes. He kind of looks at him, thinks for a moment, and looks back to you. Could you pick one bigger? He kind of jokingly like, you picked the biggest guy you bumped into, or what?
He just happened to be with me and Azina when we were trapped by those cultists.
He blinks and thinks about that for a moment. Oh, interesting.
We've been sort of tied to the hip ever since.
He kind of looks back. The barbarian is getting a big piece of turkey and some of the pancake and a little bit of leftover.
I like to think
beef
he's
from last
wrapping
night.
a turkey leg in a pancake. or a pancake over the turkey leg or something.
He kind of thinks about that for a moment and then goes, nah. He gets the biggest mug of honey meat that's still clean and starts to come back. Well, at the very least, I can be certain that you're at least safe with him around. He kind of half smiles again.
Be fine.
And
I'll be
yes,
fine.
I will message you if there's any other things that come up. But I'm pretty sure that in the meantime, we've got very few problems outside of if someone else in the region starts making any moves. But I really highly doubt that, especially if they hear that we're responsible for getting rid of the witch.
Good to hear.
He nods and smiles. Yeah, things are gonna be nice and quiet around here for a while, I feel.
Well, I hope not too quiet.
he snorts. Never quite enough, but you know, usual things.
The pitter patter of little feet.
I'm rolling his perception on that. Did you see that in character?
I don't know if he could have heard me even if I did, because I'm not really over there anymore.
He rolled a 14. I'm gonna say he heard something, but he doesn't know for sure.
Either way, until we meet again. And she just kisses her brother on the forehead.
Man, before you said forehead, I was worried for a second.
No incest, you're royalty. Don't care.
I know, and she just takes him in for a
What do you
big
mean?
hug.
Incest among royalty has been a tradition for thousands of years.
I'm saying that not this family.
This isn't Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's just no. It's like more of a sweet sister.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's like
yeah, yeah. You said on the forehead. So it's like, but before you got to that point, I was like, wait, what?
He returns the kiss and slowly stands up. And yes, we'll message you if anything else comes up. But in the meantime, you just be safe, and we'll keep taking care of things for now. And if I don't see you again later, good luck with your journey. He nods to Geralt as Geralt comes and sits next to you, and starts to head over to his open spot, and
I just had a
Eliana sits
realization.
next to him, and they start to eat.
I just had a realization when we raided the White Witch's stronghold.
Mm.
We didn't include Velena's wolf in that. It wouldn't really mattered much anyhow, but
I suppose that's true.
We wasted that, yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't much time to worry about the wolf. Everything, basically got nuked.
Yes. Well, yeah, the thing is that if the wolf had been there, it might have actually been one of the few casualties we had when we were fighting the golems.
Maybe it depends. Depends on what got its attention first.
Right.
That being said, one of the games I watch, one of the pets almost dying constantly is a running gag because they keep forgetting it's there. Anyway, so I take it after breakfast, you all start getting ready to actually leave then?
Yeah.
And Melina just looks around and goes, "Where's Thelona?"
Oh yeah.
Actually, yeah,
Still
Thelona
passed out.
No, I'm gonna say by this point you need to roll for Constitution and see if you woke up yet.
Save or check?
I guess you're not technically saving against anything, so check. Just as you're starting to wonder, as you're getting ready to possibly start moving out, she does show up and fully geared and starts immediately heading towards the kitchen for food. Somebody got a little late tonight, this morning.
No. Thelona was totally expecting for there to be a recovery day. Because that's the way these kind of things work. You fight a big boss, you go back and party, you spend the next day recovering, and then you move on.
Everyone else seems to have recovered.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna go at a slow pace. We're not in like a huge hurry to get back to the sea, so it'll be kind of a slow-paced day for the first day at least, riding back.
So yeah, eventually you guys probably hear the sound of something getting knocked over up in the corridor. Somebody staggering around. I don't care what you say, Matt. You drink that much, you get up, your steering's a bit off.
Valena holds the amulet to Darkano and just says a prayer. Please let her be wearing clothes. Please let her be wearing clothes. Please let her be wearing clothes. As she's staggering forward.
Well, no, you guys are downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No, this is happening up in the corridor where the rooms were.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're waiting literally at the bottom of the stairs for you to start coming out. Because they hear you moving now.
Yeah, then after that, there's the sound of a slamming door. And then there's a silence for about 10-15 seconds. And then the sound of rustling. It's probably a good another 10-20 minutes before she comes downstairs, fully geared but bleary.
I kind of look at Garroth and go, she makes you look civilized.
He looks at you, squints his eyes for a moment. I'll take that as a compliment. And slowly looks back up to the stairs.
Did I hear this as I go past?
Perception check, because there is echo. There's a possibility. Nope. You hear voices, that's it.
You might have heard your name, but that might have been the only thing you caught.
Oh gosh, she was hard drinking. If she's hearing voices, that's probably rattling on her brain right now.
I was going to say, with that hangover, I was thinking she was hearing everything with crystal clarity. And reverb.
Oh, crystal clarity is one thing. Reverb is definitely a possibility.
And then she goes in the kitchen, finds the greasiest thing she can, and downs it.
Chili chutney sandwich.
If we weren't in the north, I'd be looking for the mango chutney salsa, but no, we don't have any. And a kebab.
I like to think chef right now, it's like, she ate a whole turkey.
And she took half a loaf of bread, too.
No, she ate a whole turkey. So, bones and all!
You just see her in the corner, crunch, crunch.
The turkey was my pet! It wasn't even cooked!
Burping, you see a feather come out.
She just put a live turkey between two pieces of bread. 2 loaves of bread.
The horror! The blood! The feathers!
Why she looked at any big?
I really now I just want to see like a drawing of Thelona looking down at a terrified turkey.
I thought they were only good when they were cooked. Apparently I'm wrong. I did want to know I was wrong. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
But back on the serious side, yes, after another 10-15 minutes of finding,
As the party spends nearly an hour waiting.
as, she goes up to the nearest chef, grabs him, picks him up in the air and goes, eggs. I want eggs.
Quickly
Fry.
nods. You get 5 different versions of eggs. You get boiled, you get fried, you get over easy.
Xena gets bored and wanders into the kitchen and makes herself a sandwich.
Well, basically, Thelonia's having basically an English fry-up.
Throw in
Well,
some
and,
deviled
Scottish
eggs just to be
fry-up.
on the safe side.
and Valena grabs the servant by the shoulder, pulls them to her, and goes, "Wine. I just need wine right now."
The servant very quickly nods and quietly steps off for a moment, and a few seconds later, you have a full glass of wine in your hand.
She chugs it down.
As you hand the glass back to the servant, Geralt also grabs the servant by his shoulder. Mead. The servant again nods, comes back with a mug of mead. He quickly downs it as well and hands the mug
No.
back.
There was another voice there, because he said mead, Thelona said 2.
I'm just picturing everybody one at a time going to the servant and demanding a drink like the Theobald did Gisele that Xena. Why does everyone keep grabbing me by the shoulder?
I just figured those two.
Yeah.
Why do I see Xena grabbing somebody and going, rum?
I don't need to grab someone for that. I still got a bottle left.
She grabs
Yes,
somebody and
but
goes
if you
rum,
grab-
and they're like, "We don't got any.
Why is the rum gone?
We don't make rum up here."
Starts crying.
Nervously gets put back down and scampers off to continue back to their work.
I just thought you'd do that because if they brought you rum, you wouldn't have to drink your own. Which means
Yeah,
you could
if
drink
there's
it
any
later.
rum in Hyperborea, it's imported.
So,
I
yes,
just associate rum with pirates. That's why I just keep making her drink rum.
It's because it was easy to make in tropical areas.
And out of character, out of most of these types of alcohol in real life, rum is one of the few things I can actually stand to drink. Cannot stand beer. Beer is piss water.
Ugh. As just the mention of the stuff makes your GM hiccup.
So after
So
a flag and a
after
mead
the egg course meal, yes.
and the English fry up, which is eggs toast, all the greasy parts of breakfast. Thelona gets up.
Finally notices the captain eating a sandwich. Sorry.
Oh, that's better. Ugh.
I go, so, ready to get riding?
Thelona pauses a long pause and goes, I suppose so.
Hopefully nothing interesting happens on the way back to the sea.
Oh, I'm sure we'll run into something.
So the rest of you all start to gather up your remaining things. So a few more goodbyes, especially for Leia, I'm sure. And finally, you all get back on your horses and you start to make your way back to the currently at least to the south and towards the east. If you're going to get back to where you planned to meet up, you have to head much further east
Right.
via the main roads, unless you wish to try and cut cross country.
No, we'll take the roads. Running across country is just going to cost.
What are we going to run into? Slavers?
And that's when the beast of Ymir suddenly appears out of nowhere and gobbles you whole.
Say, oh no! It's the dreaded black beast of
Snap, snap, run away!
But it died while writing.
No, I was just making fun of those slavers we ran into on the way over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, now let us be off. Alberto needs me. My parrot.
Oh, right. I'm like, Alberto? Oh, okay.
So, the trip out, Filona's having a long conversation with her horse.
All right.
She wants to know what her horse's name is. Not what people name the horse, what the horse says its name is.
Oh boy.
Alberto.
Alberto.
Oh, that's right. Actually, you have the ring, don't you? So you can actually literally speak to it, can't you?
Yes, I can.
God.
And I'm going to spend that time and explain to the mechanics of coming when I whistle. Why this is an effective combat technique. And why it looks impressive.
Oh gosh, where to go with this?
By the way, you never hit the long rest button on Garroth or
Oh
Theobald.
no, I didn't.
That is actually the ring of animal influence, isn't it?
Let me check.
Yeah,
I
I
think-
should put in your inventory.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
tried
it's
to
animal
manually.
influence.
So
So,
actually,
yeah.
you can't really talk, but you can essentially
Oh yes,
get.
you can.
Can?
Speak with animals. You spend a charge.
Never mind,
You're
yeah.
able to work. Yeah, to speak with animals as of the spell. That's what I was making sure of. Comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. Yep.
You know what? Since I can't decide, I'm gonna make a random generator and see what it comes up with for a name, and you can just note it if you want to.
I will. I'll put that in my notes.
Let's see here. That and go.
I mean, you know, if it was up to me, I'd name it something like Bucephalus or something like that, some classic horse name. But
you learned that its name is Nordak.
all right.
We'll just go with that. You also very briefly learned that he was a mountain horse, and he starts to kind of grasp what you're trying to get at with this whole "come when you whistle" thing.
Okay, good. Next time we need to try that, we'll try it and see what happens.
He definitely agrees it would be a lot faster. So I'd say after a solid most of a day travel, you get to about the big
Probably
bump
about a
here.
half a day.
Yeah. You get to about the big bump here on the north end of the big patch of forest, and you're not too far from where you actually probably settled the last time you were out here too.
Yeah, if we're
Um,
able to camp in the same spot, that's fine.
Small question.
Mhm.
Because I know I picked new spells from leveling up before we started. We haven't actually entered, any combat kind of scenarios or anything the whole time. So I was going to ask, because when I level up, I'm also allowed to swap out a spell. I was going to say, do you care? I didn't remember to do that when I did the spells previously. Do you care if I do that at this point?
I'd say since we haven't been to combat, sure you can swap them out now.
Because I was gonna swap out one of my level 1 spells so that I can have an extra 4th level spell, because I don't see Speak with Animals being all that useful, especially now that Thelona has a ring that doesn't do that. So I'm thinking I'm gonna give up Speak with Animals to get Dimension Door.
Okay.
Dimension Door is a nice spell.
Yes, it is.
So you're basically set this up for.
Now both Lena and Xena can peek on Thelona.
I mean, the thing is, I've been slowly rotating out a lot of my first level spells because a lot of them I haven't found to be useful for the most part.
It's very,
it's
very circumstantial.
Yeah. But speaking of, I'm actually I would use Identify to identify that sword as we're riding.
Oh right, that's right. You said the sword. You find out that the sword is called the Moon-Touched Longsword. In short, when this blade is pulled out and it is nighttime outside, it will actually glow with a brightness similar to the moon itself. That's its only bonus.
I want to point out, this is the most detailed entry in the compendium for any of the spells that I've seen, because Dimension Door actually has an image attached to it if you look at it.
Yeah.
So the sword does what in the moonlight?
Well, I'll read directly from the wiki. When unsheathed in darkness, the sword emits moonlight bright enough to light up an area of 15 feet. In a radius and dimly for an additional 15 feet in all directions.
So it's a crappier version of the light spell.
More or less. But it doesn't cost you anything.
Because the light spell's a cantrip, so it doesn't cost anything either.
More torches are still better.
It's useful. It's useful if you're not a spellcaster. That's pretty much it.
I was gonna say, actually, no. I don't think light has a focus. You just touch it as something that has a time limit, as I recall correct.
Yeah, an hour, and it's because of the cantrip, you can just recast it if it runs out. It's 20 feet radius, and 20 feet dim light beyond that.
Well, so funny enough, Moon Touched here doesn't have a time limit.
Technically it does. Nighttime.
It just says when unsheathed in darkness.
Okay, so yeah, technically, yeah.
So it's technically not even daytime.
I'm just saying it's an item that would be considerably more useful if you were a person that didn't have any magic users with you.
Well, if whoever happens to have it and it gets separated from any magic users, then they'll probably need it, won't they?
Yeah, which I was saying, at that point, might as well give it to somebody that's not Theobald.
All right.
Because he has the light cantrip, I believe.
I would have to double check that really quick, but I'm pretty sure he probably does. I think I recall him using that, unless he swapped it out for something else for some reason. No, he's got light.
Yeah, so it would make more sense for Garroth or Gisele to have it, even if Gisele wouldn't really use it as a weapon.
Actually, I think because of her level up, she might be able to use it as a weapon anyway.
What, her strength is as high as her dex now?
I don't think so, but she can actually use it, though, is the thing.
Well, she could have used it before. Rogues can use long swords. It's
Yeah,
just
it
they
would
can't use...
still be only a +1 as opposed to a +4, but yeah. She would still probably want to, like, plant it on the, like, stab it into the ground or something quick and then grab her, like, a rapier or something else to start attacking with. But yeah, alrighty. That's identified. You all break out for camp for the evening, I assume?
Yep.
Watches. Who's taking watches?
Well, we don't need to. We got tiny hut.
Oh, right.
Y'all make a dome and you sleep there for a night. And I'm going to say, since we're down to our last 13 minutes, we're going to call it there for tonight.
Yeah. I'm going to subtract one of my rations since we went through a whole day.
True. You should have had at least a meal of rations used.
Oh, did we replenish our rations before we left?
No, because we didn't take a day to resupply.
Okay.
That, and also, you have more than enough rations to get out of here with. Last time I checked, between everybody.
I'm actually running low, but I'll make it to the next town regardless. I guess
we travel, yeah, because I've got 10 days of rations. Because remember the frickin' elephant we killed?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the thing is, even if we really needed to, our characters have done well enough at hunting that we wouldn't really.
It wouldn't be panic mode unless you really start to run out.
Right.
But for the first day, we wouldn't bother hunting because we're still resting. We're more or less just resting as we ride on the road.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing around here but wolves, probably.
You see the odd bit of wolves. You see a bit of some other local animal life. Nothing too big.
It'd be funny if we kill some wolves to have just.
Valena will cover Soren's eyes.
I was gonna say, is Valena's wolf eating another wolf?
Or we could go north for a couple days and hunt mammoths. What? No takers? Okay.
If I didn't want to get back out to sea, maybe
some other time.
All right, that was a interesting session. Regardless,
you all want to go out to Venki? You all want to go out to Venki, right? The big crater out in the middle of nowhere.
Been wondering what the hell that was.
Yeah, that's a big crater.
Mm.
Apparently something fell out there quite a while ago. People are too skittish to go out near it.
So no experience today because you don't get experience points from romance.
Yeah,
you all don't get experience points, you all get romance points.
I figured this was going to be a big RP session because it's a party.
Yeah, I kind of figured that as well.